Please wait a moment as we get ready for the DJC Game Studios live stream. Pairing with Merlin and connecting.
Almost 3 minutes passed. Was I late again? Wow. Anyways, how is it going, everyone? Welcome to Amico Forever, the podcast that just never stops, thus forever.
They only have to stay for 10 minutes and leave if the professor's not here. So,
And speaking of professor, we have the Retro Advisory Board, Rab, here with us today. Yep, you're this way.
woo! Yeah.
How is it going today?
Going pretty well.
Yeah.
Got some snow up here.
4 minutes. Oh, I got to say hello to Oh, you got some snow. See, we've actually been getting some better. I shouldn't jinx myself, but we're getting better weather right now. Dexter, what's happening? Yes, Candyland.
Is Candyland winning?
It's in second, believe it or not. What's up, TJ? How's it going, man? Food is important. George Games, how are you doing? Juiced. You just wait a bit and we'll have some solid Amico chat. Jeff Davis, how are you doing?
Hey.
What's happening? 1968, how are you doing?
Oh, that's
Mr. Mike. Monopoly. See, I'm all about the Pictionary or anything. Jan always making sure I'm not late. By the way, Jan, if there's a way you could post that link you sent me, because my phone's all messed up. Anyway, you sent me a really good article about the NBA Jam and about the grassroots promoting for Amico. You can post that in chat if possible. That would be awesome. Just like the link. Jan does some great articles, and I meant to kind of prepare. I mean, I can always do it next week as well, but if you have the link, Jan, throw it in there. But good to see you here. Germ, howdy. Let's get rowdy. Let's see. Oh, we've got. Yeah, I never start on time. It is tradition. Panda sub 2000. All right.
We heard good things come to those who wait and just got carried away with it.
Faith, how are you doing? DJC, what would you like for Christmas? I'd like Spiker's Super Pro volleyball for the original Intellivision complete in box. Thank you so much for asking. Eating Paste, how's it going? Monopoly is always a win. Next, actually great too. Hey, juiced hot dogs. All I want for Christmas is an Amico. Hey, Kurt Bradshaw, how's it going? Wow. It's not like anything in the Amico's on time. Why start now? Hey, you know what? I'm just trying to keep it in stride there. Hello, Star Paddler. How are you doing? See, did I say Lance? Oh, Lance Jennings. How are you doing, sir? Thack, how are you? I'm getting there. I'm getting Lance Jennings. Great offender. Hello, gentlemen. Digital Whacker, how's it going, man? Let's see. I'm almost down there. I think I said hello to everyone. Hope you know a rich Santa for Spiker. Yeah, trust me. Yeah, I know.
Would you get the reissue? Would you get the Blue Sky Rangers version?
I do want to get all the Blue Sky Rangers, the blue ones, the reissues. I've only got one, which is the Slapshot. But I do the Spiker. There's an original Spiker from the UK on eBay right now, and it's going for, I think it's like at $700 right now bidding.
And there's fewer. I mean, that's PAL, right? There's going to be fewer of those because there wasn't that many Intellivision units in the UK.
Did they have, was it separate? I mean, I thought the cartridges worked on, I think the cartridges work on either one though, didn't they? I thought.
Yeah, they're probably universal, but I don't know. I mean, the difference with the PAL and the NTSC TV settings, I don't know if they're going to be sped up or different.
Yeah, because I always seen like the French. Well, no, I'm thinking of French Canadian and the other, but they had Australian ones and they had ones overseas. I thought that worked. I thought the cartridges. I don't know if the systems were. I don't know how it works. Anyways, Faded Lost Work says the team at Intellivision looking at other methods to get the console out. What do you think? We can expect the console to ship by summer. I'm hoping before that we can get Founders. That's what I'm hoping, but who am I? You know, I'd say if anything, it goes to store shelves. If everything goes very well with what they're doing with right now, I'd say maybe by fall, Christmas would be
winter. They've got to be looking at holiday next year. I mean, even though video games are a year-round seller, holidays are still, a third to half of the purchases for the other players. So they've got to get something out by the holiday if they want to stay afloat.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, here we go, Papa Pete. I knew he'd know. The carts weren't region specific. They work on both sides. That's what I thought because Pete had a lot of different ones, and I was pretty sure of that. So Spiker, yeah. So 700 this was complete in box with everything, with the manual. Everything the box was in fantastic shape. If I literally had the money right now, although it would be a stupid purchase because I really can't afford it, to get it under 1,000 would be really good, a really good deal. But I can see it going at 1,000, and then with the shipping over here, it's probably not going to happen. But I'm liking it.
Buy a ticket to the UK.
Yeah, I'll just go over and pick it up.
Go on holiday.
Important question. When's your album dropping? You talk about the physical Intellivision, the classic album volume 1 that I did. I am going to be printing some physical CDs. As far as vinyl, it's going to be a bit, but I am going to actually have CDs very, very, very soon. I'll be making an announcement. As far as another album, like my old school music, like my like regular Devastating Just Cause music, I'm going back in the studio, I think next week. I just got some stuff I'm doing here at the house with my buddy, and then I'm going back to the studio after that. But other than that, yeah, it might be another month or so before I drop another single for the regular stuff. Cool. Yeah, PAL and NTSC 50. The holidays is the right time. Yes,
those are like the frames per second. The 1650. Okay.
Well, Cat Fighter is the system seller we need. That's always the system seller we need. Hey, you ask, I deliver. That's just how it works here. I'd like to see Cat Fighter 2 come out before the original, dude. Really, more than 1,000 for your copy of Spiker. You know what though? I mean, I've seen them. I think the last one sold on eBay for like 2,000. So, like I said, anything under that's probably good. But I don't know. If you want it, you want it. It's only going to keep going up. Yeah, holidays are perfect.
Yeah, I'm just going to hold off for like another 15, 20 years and then just befriend a bunch of Intellivision fans that are like looking to dump their system.
Retro Bro, how's it going?
Boy can dream.
Oh, Mr. Nick is here.
Hi.
What's happening?
Hey, Nick. You didn't run here, did you?
No. I had to wash up right as Chuck hit me up with the link. And then when I got done with that, my wife was cooking. And since we have no vent fan and she had to sear something, the entire house filled with smoke, obviously. So all the smoke alarms went off. So I had to fix that.
Catfighter's the pack, and if you hey, I'm down for that. I would love that one. Get one willed to you. The original Finnegan Fox had a switchblade. That's not so family. I don't think he has a switchblade.
I think it was a fixed blade.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
so
shoots from a crossbow bolt. So
completely different.
It's good. It's kosher.
It's kosher. Sear outside on the grill. Man, I cannot wait to barbecue. That's one thing oh my goodness, I absolutely love. Yes, we're all waiting. We're all waiting for this content from the retro.
Me too. I finished my first. I told you guys last week. I finished my first episode in a while. My first part of an episode in a while, and I'm just trying to clear room on my computer. It says I've got 5 days waiting for files to transfer over. So, when that clears, I'm looking to get stuff out.
I'm disappointed that these people want Monopoly on the Amico.
It's on every other system.
It's on everything. I would rather have something like Apples to Apples, personally.
Or Candyland.
Or Candyland. I think Candyland's another great option.
And you get creative with that.
Yeah. So, if you haven't noticed, we have a poll going on. Let's see, we're going to check it right now. I'll have it close in a little bit. I'll let it open for a little bit more. But wow, yeah, right now it's what board games would you like to see coming on Amico? I mean, you got the touch screen. You got everybody's got their own screen. So we have Apples to Apples at 17%. We got Pictionary at it just jumped 19%. Monopoly at 38% and Candyland at 26%. So Monopoly and Candyland are Monopoly's winning, obviously. So get in there.
I went with Apples to Apples because you always choose like the most wrong answers to that, and it gets very funny very fast.
Yeah. And Monopoly is like a 500-hour game. That is not what the Amico is.
I know.
People are trying to can this system before it even gets out.
They've been trying to do that for years. What are you talking about?
Not these people. These are our people.
No, mostly. There's absolutely no drama in gaming. Come on, guys.
Not Nick.
Speaking of drama, we do have a correspondent live. He was last week in Mexico talking to the Catfighter developer. But we said, since you're so close to California, why don't you pop on over to Intellivision headquarters and find out what's happening behind closed doors? Oh, hey, what's happening, Thomas Bryant? So, I don't even believe we're going to him, but here it is, Art Big Fall in the field at Intellivision headquarters. What is happening during quiet time?
Hello there, TJC. There's a meeting in progress, as you see. Here at Intellivision headquarters, behind this door. I gotta keep my voice down. I've been thrown out 3 times already. I got back in by telling them I was the Candy Man. Not the guy in the movie with the bees. I'm talking about, it doesn't matter. They've been in here day and night. Something big's happening and we don't know what. But there's a meeting still in progress. And I'll be here to make sure I bring you, quietly, all the info as soon as it happens, as soon as this door opens. Till then, I'm going to stay right here. Hey, look. Poker and blackjack. That's a classic. So I'll just be waiting here until they come out. Back to you, DJC.
Wow, there you have it. He's waiting. So we'll wait to see if we have any more word from what's happening behind the boardroom door right there at Intellivision headquarters. Wow. Did you like that? I saw you. Oh, man. Oh, no.
Bees.
Not the bees. Oh, God, not the bees. Not the bees.
I want to mortally hate Art Big Fall, but he finds a way. He finds a way in.
He's such a bad person.
Big love.
So anyway, so Rab, you had something you wanted to talk about, a correction or something from, I think it was last week.
Did I? No, there's no corrections. I am infallible, sir.
Exactly. So then we don't have to worry about that.
No, I did want to point out, I went off on a little bit of a I don't want to say a rant, but I just wanted to make a point, and my point was incorrect in what I was getting at. That I'd said that Intellivision was not, they had a a target in mind, maybe not a target, but they were a little bit realistic about what they thought would be the take from their Start Engine campaign. And I said that was about $500,000 based on the previous paragraph where they had wrote some mention of that they had expected to take at a minimum $500,000 from that campaign, which tells you a little bit about their thinking, because throughout that article they were talking about looking to get funding from investors, accredited investors, to try and make the 10 million that they were looking for that round. Yeah. So I'd stated that they were, they had said in there that they were just looking at, they were a little bit more realistically looking at 500,000, and that was inaccurate. So I just wanted to put that out for the record that, cool. Yeah, sometimes we make an error and we can, correct that.
Right.
Yeah, I think there was more I was going to go on, but I'll leave it at that.
There was I don't know if I think it was the Amico Club on Facebook. I don't know if it was Retro Rich or somebody that posted. There was an email sent out from Intellivision saying that campaign, that the Start Engine, was completely canceled and no funds are being taken from investors. So, unfortunately, I put a few bucks in. It did not come out of. Remember last week I was like, it never came out of my account because they canceled everything.
Well, it is.
Yeah, they're not taking any money from that because they're just working on something completely different.
It is a failed campaign. To be fair, they set that up. They went through that process. However, they at the end had, I think, 58,000 and change from investors, less Start Engine's fees for that. That's a little bit less. If you look at Intellivision's monthly operating costs, that might be a couple days of continued existence. And for that, they go through a lot of, working with small unaccredited investors. That might be not what they were looking for. So to kind of cancel this and focus on accredited investors who are looking for equity funding, who are looking at non-equity funding, to look at loans and other avenues, I think is the smarter move for them. So I know there was some concern I saw in the Facebook group as well. Some people were wondering, because this was canceled, is it, the next step, Chapter 11 for them or Chapter 7? But they are in a fundraising state of mind, and they are, still working for the next couple of months without these funds, and they still have funds that are coming in from fundraising elsewhere. So
yeah,
we're just going to kind of let the process play out. I don't think we have to jump to conclusions that they are in bankruptcy if we don't see anything being filed for it. But
right, that is true.
It's a whole lot of speculation.
Laser Active, I said, how much you think you need to buy into Intellivision? Right now, I would have liked to, but it looks like they're not doing that right now until they get their stuff set. So, like I said, like we just said, the whole campaign, which was basically buying shares of the company, has been kind of eliminated right now until they get what they got going pretty much. Why they're behind that door right now during quiet time. So
I mean, I'm not going to say trust me, from their perspective, you really don't want to have a lot of small unaccredited investors as stakeholders and shareholders in your company at this stage. If you are looking at a larger partnership or acquisition, or the current talks and larger investors that they're looking at, I think it's not in their interest.
Oh, he's asking how much to buy the whole company. I don't know. I think it'd be a lot more than I could ever think of. So, because you remember, that's going to be the IPs, and I know Rab was going to talk about this as well, which was they own a lot of what do you want to say, licenses,
IPs, licenses, trademarks. Yes.
Yeah. So that comes with everything. So that's a lot of stuff. Like what we talked, Bump and Jump, Jungle Hunt. There's a few other ones do they own some Magic ones as well, I think.
I don't know. No, I don't. Right. They have not said anything about owning the Magic IPs. Right. Tommy has said that they have, secured the licenses.
Didn't they purchase some other IPs and stuff like that when they first formed too, outside of just the main Intellivision ones, or am I just misremembering things?
I don't recall. You and I both may be misremembering. I don't think they have, but someone else might be more in tune with that.
We've already said that we've already had fans saying we could do a Next Level Gaming says we could do a car wash. And then Dorkside was saying we could do a bake sale.
A bake sale.
So
we've lost Rich. We've lost all of our fans who are willing to frequently take their shirt off for that car wash.
Yeah.
We are in trouble, guys. We are in trouble. Unless Nick.
Yeah, right. Him and his OnlyFans can get linked, and then maybe we could raise money that way. But
I'm sorry. That money is used solely for my photography habit. I need like another piece of gear that I'm probably going to use like once every month, and it's very important.
Right.
It's just like average Joe's car wash and dodgeball. Shirtless car wash.
There we go.
Here we of course the retro
we
bro.
do have the retro bro.
Take his shirt off and flex his muscles. Super macho man over here. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Nick can donate his OnlyFans. Boy, so you really do have an OnlyFans, because I'm not the only one that said that. So
I don't have an OnlyFans.
We're going to go ahead and say that that's a fact.
Yeah, I have an if OnlyFans. Does that count?
If only. I want to see the board. Go Game Go says I want to see the board game Aggravation. Dude, I love Aggravation. That would be good. Very good. By the way, if you haven't taken a vote in the poll, I'm about to close it up in the next minute. So it has 4 different board games. If you want to take a vote on it, and then we'll find out where we're at. Do a telethon. That'd be
Thanks,
awesome.
Jerry. Get on those phones.
Yeah. Oh man! Oh, here we go. We got some voting going. It's still Monopoly right now.
Guys, you're killing me here. And I'm okay with Candyland. I feel like Apples to Apples needs some more love here.
I was all about
Right.
Pictionary. We'll give about another 30 seconds and we're closing the poll, and then we'll chat. Then we'll do another one, because I'm all about these polls are pretty awesome actually. Yeah, Perfection was the one where the pieces flew out, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good one, TJ. That was
the time where they all kind of explode out.
Yep.
Yeah, which still terrifies my kids when we do that. They're like, I turn the timer on. They're like, no. And I'm like, then it's not really fun. It's like, it is. And they're just very slowly matching the pieces. And
dude, Apples to Apples is good. That's very good. I like the Mork and Mindy board game.
I have that.
Dude, Operation.
I was thinking of Operation, but I'm not sure exactly how you'd work it on there. I mean, it's a great game, but there's something
I wonder if you could
really
do a
tangible about having those metal tweezers and missing the metal connectors on the side.
But you have a very sensitive
recreate electronically.
Motion control tweezers, like where
motion control. You have a very sensitive touch dial. You have, I mean, just like with, I'm presuming with Bomb Squad, you have some color matches and stuff that you can do just to try and keep it kind of guided in. And I think you can be creative with something like Operation.
I mean, I think it's a great idea if you can execute it, because I don't think I've ever seen a digital version of Operation.
Yeah, Herbors, there was no newest update, just that they went into kind of a quiet period of negotiation with some investors or buyers, or what they say, acquirers, investors, which would be investors, buyers. So, we're just waiting for that. The adult version shock your hands. Yeah, the controller. Some kids playing.
We've got some other good ones in here. We've got
Mousetrap.
Mousetrap. Clue came up.
Dude, Hungry Hippos. I was going to say
mentioned
that.
Risk, but I think Risk might be a little complicated for a lot of people.
Jenga's
another great one.
Stratego. Maybe the Hasbro Mousetrap board game, not the Mousetrap video game. Oh, yeah, that's right. There was a Mousetrap video game. A lot of people saying Mousetrap. Risk.
Are you guys familiar with Suro? It's like a tile game, placing tiles, and they're squiggles. Think of like a Locomotion or what's the other one I'm thinking of?
No, hold on.
Anyway, they're not moving tiles, but you're placing tiles, and you move your piece around, and it's a little bit like Snafu, where you're trying not to run into the other players, or you're also trying not to get run off of the board, and it's just a game of like who lasts longest.
Battleship would be awesome too.
Azul would be another one.
Yes,
it's another tile-based game, like you're talking about. But
another
that one I found is tricky with 2 players. Usually, the person who goes first wins about 90% of the time, in my experience.
Yeah, I want to see bowling. Bowling's one I'm waiting for.
And this one isn't a board game, but it is a party game. It's called Codenames. And you have all of these hidden code words that you're trying to get other people in your group to guess, and you kind of split up into teams. I want to
play that game, but you need a minimum of like 3, if not 4 people to play that.
Yeah.
Because someone has to be the code master and the others have to be the breaker.
But something like Emoji Charades, I mean, it's really something that's designed for that party element. Yes. And you've got information on your controller, and you've got the board in play, and you got multiple teams, and you've got guessing, find where the spy is, find where the double agents are. I think there are a lot of those different party games and simple games, even a simple like role-playing game that like removes the role-playing element for the most part, like Munchkin or like Mice and Mystics would be something good for kids to kind of get into.
Yeah, Mice and Mystics is interesting. I've not played that one enough. I think I've got a copy of that
too. I know they mentioned that.
Yeah, Uno's on their list. I think Uno's their second Mattel property that they were looking at.
I was about to say, I don't think they'll have any problem with Uno. It's on like everything.
Yeah.
Pandemic. The winning ticket.
Pandemic is actually a good game, but it's very hard.
There's another
one. There's another one like Pandemic that's based on firefighters, and I forget what it's called, but it's also incredibly hard.
It's good because it's like cooperative, and I think there's not a whole lot of games where the whole point is you're not, opposed to the other players.
Well, it's cooperative until you get that 5th person in, and then that 5th person is trying to kill everybody.
The Masked Singer. Yes, the Masked Singer now coming to Amico. Twister. Hey, I'm down for a tornado game. I'm down to just make your own tornado. I don't know what that means. Yeah, Perfection was a great suggestion. You're a poet and didn't know it.
Does anyone know Innovation?
I don't think so.
No.
Think of like the branch trees, I guess the innovation trees from Civilization. Like you play as opposing civilizations, and you're trying to advance through different eras and epochs, and you're pulling different things. Like you discover writing, so you have features. Someone else discovers canon, so they're going to be attacking you, and like it's just kind of learning about history and attacking the other person, or kind of making things work in coordination with one another.
I may have seen this one. Isn't this the one that once you learn like a particular technology or something like that, the other person can't like acquire it?
Yeah. You're trying to win each. You're trying to win each era and gain points, win enough technologies or something. So you have like 10 eras you advance from like the Stone Age to like the Space Age or something.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be very cool. Speaking of not cool, we have another. We're going live to Art Big Fall outside the Intellivision headquarters boardroom. Let's see if he's got any new info.
All right, DJC, we've got some breaking news. I gotta keep my voice down. I got kicked out a 4th time. I came back up telling him I was a Candy Striper. Not the band from the 80s, Striper. I mean like a can. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I heard them placing a dinner order for food. There was a vegan platter and some pizza. Isn't that nuts? What's going on? Ooh, I hear voices.
Hey you, Candyman. We're calling the police. Get the heck out of our office building.
That's my cue to get out for a 4th time.
Security's on the way up.
See you later. 5th time.
Now.
I mean, if we're lucky,
having some issues.
Get arrested.
Yeah, having some issues. Well, hopefully get back up in there because we kind of keep sending them up there. Our cameraman Jasper is making him keep continuously going up there with different aliases. So hopefully we'll hear from him before the show is over.
I feel like you just want to get him arrested.
I do.
Good idea, George.
George says if they're doing bowling, they need to have candlepin and duckpin bowling to go with it. Now, what is that? Why don't I know about that?
So candlepin are just basically like sticks, and they are, I think, just about exclusively in New England. And duckpin bowling, I think, are like short, squattier pins. So it's just different types of pins and smaller. Instead of using a full size bowling ball with candlepin, I think you use a smaller.
I was about to say, isn't it more of a palm-sized bowling ball type thing?
Yeah, it's like a quarter, a third of the size.
It looks almost like more like a ball from a croquet set or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be
like
actually that'd be a cool game. That'd be a croquet game would be awesome. I think. I don't know. I used to play that growing up, so.
Most British sports I don't understand. They're like,
is that a
good, you
British
made a
sport?
lorry. And
Yes,
I'm like,
it is.
what the heck is that? How many runs is that? Why do you have a strange name for everything? Why can't we just use numbers?
You get to set up your own
cricket.
course.
This is like almost baseball, but you're just going back and forth.
Is that what that? See, I never played cricket, so I don't.
Yeah.
Is that
The
kinda
cricket
what that-
has its own weird terminology that you wouldn't understand unless you play cricket. If I hear somebody start talking about cricket, I just sort of go blank and go, "I'm sorry, what?"
Yeah, I cannot wait to play bowling. I'm first to try bowling, I was told, so I'm holding them to it. No, but that's one I'm really looking forward to. Candlepin bowling is to bowling as Catfighter is to Street Fighter. We need pickleball. Okay,
no,
now what is
no, you are
pickleball?
not a surrogate for Pete up here. No. Only Pete can make that request for that crazy non-sport.
Dark Tower game reimagine would be sweet. Love candlestick bowling, sure popular around the northern border of North America. Okay, so that's see that. Well, that's what the new MLB that little footage. I don't have anything right now that I could show, but that little footage they showed at the first build of the game looked like fairly like a simple upgraded version of the old school one, top down look, and you could see all the bases in the outfield. I kind of dig that.
I feel like they need to do curling.
Yeah.
I feel like curling will work. You could have one curler, and then you could have the people just moving on the touchpad. Trying to sweep.
Yeah, you're going like this on the touchpad. Everybody's running in place doing that. Shh, Canadian gamer, shh. It's quiet time. You be quiet. Shh. Well, let's see the light of day. I don't know. Cricket, nobody understands cricket. You know, a crumpet is...
Crumpet is to understand cricket. I absolutely love that you did the Mutant Ninja Turtles reference there, sir.
Everyone's respecting.
You mean an English muffin?
English muffin.
Won't be able to go to the UK anymore.
Yeah, right. You're banned now. You are canceled from the UK. Ken Griffey baseball was fun. You know what I always liked was it Bases Loaded? Is that the Jellicoe game? Do I have it here? Oh,
yeah, that's Jellicoe.
Bases Loaded. And then the of course Intellivision baseball and championship baseball, but a Nintendo regular baseball was really good. Yeah, there. Oh, and it's in box. You one-upped me.
I try that sometimes.
I want to see if those movie on Atari VCS. Sorry. Yeah, well,
Sean, the only reason I don't do this because I don't have a VCS yet. I still haven't pulled the trigger on that.
Dark Tower board game called The Return to Dark Tower. It's freaking amazing. See, I know of it. I don't think I really played it.
I don't know of that. No, I do a lot of board games, but I'm not familiar.
We have a sponsored stream tonight.
Smash game where you play.
Italian chicken.
I don't get it.
Italian chicken.
Shuffleboard. That would be
garlic
pretty
bread.
I have not seen that game.
Shuffleboard?
I've seen Shuffleboard.
Right.
I was about to say, I think everybody's seen
Peter's
Shuffleboard,
match.
even if you haven't been on a boat. I think you know what Shuffleboard is.
I'm on a boat. No. Baseball Stars 2. Yeah, Bases Loaded was awesome, man. No, I'm really about the shuffleboard game. See, stuff like that where you can use kind of not even motion or the screen kind of swiping kind of thing, or like because you can kind of go to kind of like throw your puck on the shuffleboard. I think that'd be kind of neat.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things out there once you start thinking about the motion control that's underutilized. I know, like sometimes with my Joy-Cons or like the Dual Shock. I don't have a PS5 yet, so no Dual Sense. Like the motion control can be kind of difficult. Not difficult. It doesn't always feel right with the controller.
I think that has more to do with developers than it does actual controls, because there's good examples on most of those platforms of good motion controls.
Side, I think is. They have good motion controls. I just find using the controller, it feels kind of off balance to me. I was more happy with the shape and form factor of like the Wii mote. But the Joy-Con.
Well, no, I agree on that. I mean, it
feels so small.
You don't want to like be swinging,
as opposed to using the motion controls.
Jan was saying end of February was supposed to be a launch announcement. What happened? I don't know if it was specifically supposed to be a launch announcement. We were hoping for that.
It was supposed to be news on.
It was supposed to be an update.
Launch.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be an update.
We're going to have an update.
Yeah, but it was.
Which we did get an update, but it was a few days late.
Yeah, and it was basically saying that they're dealing with they canceled the Start Engine and they're dealing with different investors now. So I guess now we wait. Unfortunately, it probably wasn't what we wanted to hear, but it's at least something,
Right.
How many 68 Camaro says anyone heard how many people canceled their founders VIPs since the SEC info came out? Just curious. I know a few people did, but a lot of those spots were taken by people that wanted a founders. So there was 300 plus people on a list for founders. So
I was on the list to get a founders, and I was able to secure one, and I was, I think, number 17 on that list, and that was about 2 weeks ago. So at least 17 people. I spoke with someone else who was number 16. I might have that backwards. I might have been number 18 and they were 17. I just know there was a 17 on that list, and it was either them or me that was 17. And they were like,
I thought Darkside got upgraded to founders as well. I could be wrong.
There's a few people in chat who were saying they did. I wonder if we create the Love Boat game. The Love Boat.
There's definitely been a handful of people that have, dropped.
With Ponch and like real shuffleboard. The real shuffleboard is the one that has like the sand on it, like or that powder sand. Isn't it like a sand or something you put on the or whatever? I can't remember what it was.
Shuffleboard. I've never actually played shuffleboard.
Real shuffleboard.
I know what it looks like.
Has like a granule or a sand or something they put on it.
Yeah, you put some fine like white sand on the.
That's what it is. Yeah.
On the lane or the playing field.
51 Clubhouse games is a lot of simple games. They're pretty. That's kind of cool. Oh, here, I didn't even think of this. AirHop.
51 Clubhouse games has actually been out for quite a while. I think it's been on multiple platforms actually at this point.
No, it's just
multiple Nintendo platforms.
Well, there was 51. No, there was Clubhouse games that was on the DS.
They didn't have one on the DS or 3DS, and then
the DS. And it took them, I think, 12 years, 15 years to put a follow up to that on the Switch.
Panda Sub wants to know what's Nick eating? Poop.
I have pasta, sir, and garlic bread.
Either of that, or
you were just jealous, sir, because you don't have any. Have you gotten enough money for food this month, sir?
I didn't. All right, I'd like a video game version of the classic board game 13 Dead End Drive. I don't know if I ever played that. I remember there was one like a Space Ace Dragon's Lair type game called Brain Dead 13. So like that's what that reminds me of. But
was 13 Dead End Drive, was that something a little bit like a murder mystery Clue type of game where you are in a mansion and people have died, or you're going in the rooms and people are dying? I don't recall the specifics. I know there's a game that's similar to that, and it's I don't know why I'm putting it in that bucket.
I can't cancel now. Oh my God! I hope Brittany wasn't let go. I think she's still there. I don't think that's true.
Yeah, Brittany was doing a great job. I hope she got to stay.
Brittany was doing all of the job.
She was doing all the job.
No, Brittany has been fantastic. I've spoken to her customer support a few times, so she's.
Oh, there you go. Lance secured a founder's pre-order 6 days after the NLG interview, so that's awesome, man. So a lot of people are just getting people dropping off. People are just getting the founders. So a lot of people that missed that first, when couple years ago, or whatever, when they did the founders, that's how I moved into a spot. Like last summer, it opened up.
I've been on this list forever. You just start a show, so you get like priority, I guess. I see how Intellivision is.
I just got on it. The update said they might be bought out. Oh, you're reading. Yeah, they're talking to investors. And
it's one option. Acquisition is an option on the table. So there are multiple
Absolutely.
options for Intellivision. Acquisition by a larger investor or a larger company is one, and that can go a couple of ways. That can be, we want the Amico. That can be, we want what you've done with this company, i.e. those licenses, trademarks, assets, IPs, patents, and we want to sell them off or kind of, take them for their value and shut you down. It could be just, we want to shut you down so you're not competitive with us. Can mean a lot of things as far as acquisition, but they're not just looking at acquisition. They're looking at larger investors, accredited investors, for equity and non-equity funding as well, and additional options that can open up in the next few months as well. I don't know where this is coming from.
I have no idea. I don't know.
I just think it's funny.
I think he's delirious from lack of food.
Or lack of sleep. The man never sleeps. He just makes videos like 1,000 hours
eat anymore
a week.
because he can't afford to. So, he has a multitude of problems, and he's on all the drugs. So, it's a
the
thing.
man is a mad genius. So
I'm thankful for those.
Yeah, it comes with the territory.
Darkside says, I'm thankful for those who canceled. Because some of us got bumped up that were in it for the long haul. There you go.
Yeah. I understand anyone canceling. I mean, if that makes sense, go for it. I mean, for me, I've got a few pre-orders in and a Founders Edition in now. I can sit on those and wait for it to come out. And if it doesn't happen, it was, a nice ride in that case. But I think I'd rather kind of sit and wait and see what they have to say.
That's my mentality. I'm gonna stick it out. I'm hoping for a console. If not, well, I knew the risk when I invested in it. Not invested. When
not
I
invested
put my
when you
pre-order
put down
in.
the pre-order money down. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I'm going to close the poll. I'm about to close the poll.
I thought you were about to close.
I did, but now it's going nuts on the voting. Oh man, Candyland, come on. All right, I'll give it 30 more seconds, and because I forgot last time, but I'll give you 30 more seconds because people are still going nuts on it. Oh my goodness, At the dark side, thank Brett Weiss. Yes, someone got his founders. Do you guys buy reproduction boxes for those cartridges? They originally look in great shape. I'd only do original. I don't know about Rab. I'm pretty sure you're the same, right?
This is my closet. I've got 5 reproduction boxes. I would love to have more. I actually am very supportive of reproductions. I mean, somebody has a job. There's a production factory doing something right now, as opposed to some of these games going for $2,000. That's too rich for my blood. So right. I'm all very happy with repros. But yeah, I only have a handful. So this is all original. It's just I've been doing it long enough that I got in when it was cheaper.
Sorry, I just had to check my Discord really quick. The biggest developers given. Oh, sorry, I got to click on it. Just Blaze Entertainment. I don't think the tab would you if Blade carried the Amico to the finish line. Hey, I mean, I don't know if they're in the. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how. I know they're a smaller company, but
I'm not sure if they've got enough money to do that if they really wanted to.
There's only like 4 people that work for that company.
No, I think there's about 10.
There's a 10.
I mean, they do a great job. Don't get me wrong. I've got several products, and I like them.
Their product. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like their product. That's for sure.
Yeah, but between the cartridges and the I mean, I just don't think they've made that much to be able to buy what Intellivision would need to. to go and keep themselves afloat as well.
Yeah. I like PJ Smith says, I hope Mattel just blank checks this thing. Like, there you go. Just let's
That would
do
be
this.
dope.
Let's just do this.
You?
Yeah, I don't think they could afford to take Amico across. Yeah, they're just keeping their stuff afloat during all this, because you remember they went through all this too, kind of, a different way because they didn't have to make games. They pretty much are just porting stuff, but still, it's
they're still doing they still have to do licensing to get those.
Mm-hmm.
They still have to manufacture the cartridges and then they're shipping and all that. They've been doing a really good job of keeping on top of things.
Yep.
It's not as complicated as what the Amico's trying to do something completely from scratch and all the games kind of from scratch. But they've done an amazing job of keeping up with everything during this pandemic.
Yeah.
Could the television part with someone like At Games to get it manufactured? Well, I know they worked with them in the past on didn't they do Flashback? I'm pretty sure. I think the Flashback was At Games working with Intellivision.
Yes, that's.
I got one right here. Let me just look at the back of it.
At Games.
Manufacturer Dishroic Cat Shenzhen Electronic Company. Okay, well that must be
Shenzhen is China.
Are you not looking at like Rep's screen?
No, he's reading.
He's literally.
Oh, I'm sorry. At Games. There it is. I was looking at I was reading this on the back of the Flashback.
Trying to get it straight, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Panasep said he's thinking about buying Intellivision. First, he has to figure out how to buy food.
Food. That's a cop out, sir. It's a cop out.
I appreciate anybody smashing the like button, and please hit the subscribe while you're here. If you want to know next time I do a crazy video, or you want to be updated, or know something about the Amico, or you want to subscribe to the Retro Advisory Board, or take
every day
cash while he's eating, just please do. Just please do. He can't really say nothing right now. He's got his mouth full, but that's okay. That's okay. That's why you want to subscribe now and you listen later. Oh, he's muted. Is he muted or am I muted? What's happening?
He's muted.
Oh, okay. I was like, everything was quiet.
I cannot hear the deliciousness.
Yeah, I said, well, I'm eating garlic bread, and it's really crunchy, and I don't want that coming through the mic, so I've been muting when I've been eating that part. I said, I can talk a little bit, but usually when I open my mouth, that's when everything goes downhill. So, there's that problem.
Megadan, what's happening, dude?
What's up, man?
I tell you what, talk about another cool channel, man. I watch his streams, man. Like, he has some cool classic Nintendo and some cool, like, when he tries out Control. Anyways, I have a blast watching his stream. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. If Panda spent less money on the ladies of the night, he might be able to buy food, says the dork side. Ooh, man, these shots are just firing from all over the place at Panda. Boy, poor guy.
I gotta spend more time on Megadance.
The money he spends on those ladies of the night stock photos.
Anytime, sir. Anytime. Great channel. Is Nick is beta testing the next version of Overcooked.
This was cooked well. I approve.
Thomas Bryan said it's all that strip poker Panda is playing, right? Man, Panda is really good. I've been so poor. I've been.
We got John Alvarado in here. Oh, and John's having his lunch break. We're eating dinner together. I'm in good company.
There you go.
Sweet.
Oh, see, and our Big Fall, obviously, see, I told you that's why he's there live. They were just doing a dinner order and he got kicked out. Wow, that is crazy. That is crazy. Sean says, I don't think food is overrated. I think it's overrated to eat food. I'm a picky eater. I don't like every food, but I respect your opinion if you think food is overrated. Well, there you go. That's the Thomas Bryant. Didn't mean to read
Thomas
that.
is going to become a breatharian. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. You'll probably have a good laugh.
Golga says I have strip poker on the Commodore 64. Speaking of the Commodore 64, let's go live after Intellivision went on their lunch break and is back in the boardroom. Let's see what Art is doing here at the boardroom door.
DJC, I'm back. Still have the camera set up. Jasper, you getting this? Thanks. Just want to let you guys know I got kicked out for a 5th time. This time I told him I was the ice cream man. But I didn't have any ice cream. Well, I had some in my pocket, but I ate it. That's a whole other story. But we're hearing more papers rustling, pens clicking. And I think someone's placing an order for coffee.
Hey, we can hear you in here. You're disturbing our
That's
meeting.
all we had tonight.
You're the guy with the ice
I hope
cream
we
in
can
his
bring you
pockets.
some more next week.
The police are downstairs
Until
ready
then,
to arrest you.
It's quiet time. I'm out of here. Come on, Jasper. Let's go. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Well, he is running for his life. Apparently, they have security ready to arrest him, and they've heard him the whole time, and
God,
he's on his way back to the studio.
I know times are tough, but yeah, you got to get security in there on that guy.
Jacob says, "John, open the door." Panda has been giving too much to Nick's OnlyFans. Another one saying it. Oh my goodness.
I take all donations, even from people who have no sense but cash. Meaning, you should be buying gas and food, but you're giving it to me.
Take the train.
Panda says, "Why do the people in the boardroom meeting sound like flamingos?" Because, hey, you never know who they're talking to be investors. It could be flamingos. You never know. You never know what flamingos are capable of, to be honest. Oh my God.
He took my ice cream.
Damn you, sir.
Yeah, he put ice cream in his pockets. That's not very good. This is why art isn't working for NLG. Well, that's just how it goes.
It was the shortest job ever.
They have
You're
flamingo
hired.
dollars, and they're
Honestly, you're
just as
hired.
good as money, sir.
It's a one-show appearance.
DJC, I'm not monetized. I have to have at least 1,000. I need 1,000 subscribers. So if everybody hits subscribe, eventually in the next few months, I can turn on a super chat. But I appreciate it. Right now,
I just like to stop ticking the same number again and again and again. I feel like I do that all the time now.
Call of Duty. That's pretty funny. Oh, dude, I agree. If Telja made a huge comeback, it'd be great. Just like they just
Evaluation there.
Honestly, I think that would be awesome because then you would have more companies possibly try to look at doing that.
Oh,
I think more money would probably get dumped into the VCS for development there. Atari's already got that product. There's no reason to redo it. You could just shore it up.
There are so many open markets. Let's say you are interested in what Intellivision could potentially do, but you don't agree with their direction. You don't agree with everything being kids only or E for everyone, E10 plus. You don't agree with not addressing more of the retro market. You don't agree with the disc or the screen. You want more buttons. Any aspect of what they're doing a lot of stuff different, but the fact that they're doing all of this and trying to go after not necessarily PlayStation or Switch or Xbox's market, but trying to kind of grow that market and work at the peripheral of casuals who might be persuaded to do something more than a phone game, because phone games are very different from console games. I mean, they're designed differently. Just the make of a phone mobile game, there's different game mechanics. There's different game design that goes into those games. So the fact that they're doing it, you have room for more than one kind of outlier there that could do it. And if Intellivision could do it for cheap, I think others could take a look at this and say, maybe we don't have to do it the same way that, Sony or Xbox or Nintendo do it. Maybe there's room for that. I mean, the former head of Sony, Sean Layden, is out there saying they don't all have to be AAA games, don't have to be, $100 million budget, 50-hour games. Let's have some 10-hour games. Let's have some smaller budget games. Let's, build something like that. And it's hard to just kind of put that out there and then put it on the Xbox or put it on the Switch or put it on Sony, because it gets consumed and devoured by that AAA title that everyone's going after. But if you have your own platform,
people are kind of looking at those now, though. I think people want those smaller experiences to go with their Elden Rings and their Horizons and and stuff like that, because I've only really got time for one really big game like that at a time, right?
Yeah.
Like right now I'm playing Horizon, and that's almost the only thing I'm playing right now. I've got almost 50 hours or more in it because I'm trying to kind of do everything. You could probably finish it in, I'd say, 20, 30 hours, But
Right.
in a game like that, if you want to explore everything,
You don't want to
you're gonna
brute
eat up
force
all
it. You
the
want to
time.
explore and enjoy it.
Right. So it's one of the few open world games in a while I've really gotten into, but I don't really need to play 2 games like that. Like I put off Witcher 3 because I know it's like 115 hours if you try to do everything. And I just don't want to do that. I've been debating on doing either Demon Souls or another hard game like that, but I just don't know how much time I want to invest into trying to get good on something like that, where I'm going to have to beat my head for 15 hours against a single boss, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that if I have the energy to do that right now or the time. Because hell, I can't even get a video out, right? I'm struggling this week to get anything out. I'm starting to become.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
I'm basically turning into Rab and Panda Sub right now because I thought I had a video ready to go, and then I looked at my footage and went, "Damn it, I have to re-record like half of this," and that sucks.
So defeating.
So
I don't care about insults. The worst feeling is when you think you got something ready to go and you realize like, no, it needs a little bit of work, and a little bit of work just becomes unraveling of everything else. Don't pull those threads. Just put it out there with its mess ups.
I hate doing that though,
I know.
dude. I hate it. And as much as I want to see this Transformer thing hit and just watch people laugh at me, because everybody should laugh at me for this purchase, even though I giggle and I'm having a great time with it the whole time I'm playing with it, even 2 or 3 days later after opening it. I should be laughed at and mocked a little, I feel like.
So the poll is now.
I'll save it.
The poll, Monopoly won at 37%. Second that came in was Candyland at 29%. Apples to Apples at 17%, and Pictionary, which would have been my favorite, down at 15%. 85 total votes for so thanks for voting. That was really sweet, man.
I'm happy with the turnout, but I think this is the first time I've been actually disappointed in our chat because they chose Monopoly. And it's mostly because I can get Monopoly on my phone. I can get Monopoly anywhere. I think you can put Monopoly on your refrigerator these days. I don't know. I just that's like, it's one of my least favorite board games. 1, because it's too RNG and I'm bad at that, and 2, it takes like days to play.
Yeah. So for the record, Nick is disappointed in you, but
That's
Rob
right.
loves you.
Sad
Come
now.
home, babies.
I'm sad now. You guys made me sad. Sad now.
Yeah. No, it's the same with the Amico. You want to see something different. You've seen everything else before, you know.
Now the others I really haven't seen much in a board game and in a digital format for a board game. So all those I think would be really cool. Candyland, I think, even though I voted for Apples, the more I think about it, the more I think Candyland is ideal for the system.
Oh yeah,
it's very kid friendly. It's a board game. You could do a lot of fun animation with that, and I think it would turn out great. Mousetrap would have been another awesome option too to have on that poll.
You know how often we don't play Mousetrap because setting it up is a pain, and I'm glad like we went into this with board games because there was some things like I was thinking about with board games that I think something like the Amico could offer that other systems. I mean, okay, so like PlayStation has PlayLink and you could use your phone, but they never marketed that and they abandoned that. You know, they did a little bit of marketing in Europe, and there's like 3 games, maybe 12 games that came out for the system in total before they sort of can the studios that were working on it and sort of can the project altogether. But there are like some unique things that if you're just thinking about board games, and I know when Phil Adam was on with John Alvarado talking on Mike's show on Original Next Level Gaming, he was talking about some game manufacturers who were interested in doing some unique things with the Amico. And it opens up stuff that I think we don't think about with these game manufacturers, how they're limited. First of all, when you're making a board game, you are limited by cost. I mean, some of those big strategy games, they put a lot of nice things in. You got the little nice cutout meeples or the little, cutout figurines and stuff that you can put in and a lot of nice stuff. But you're still trying to get it to like a $60 to $90 cost point for a nicer strategy game. The fact that, okay, on the Amico, you can change up the board. Whatever's on the screen, you can change that. You can change the theme. You can change things around. You can change what's showing up on the controller. The controllers allow you to, hide information. The RFDs allow you to buy stuff in a store, and maybe you buy the game in a store, but hey, maybe Intellivision has a deal with that company to put in an RFD to get a discount or something on the Amico or something that works along with it. It just opens up so many opportunities. And the fact that there's no setup, like I said, with like Mousetrap, I love playing that with my kids, but setting it up is a little bit of a
creep?
pain.
Well, and half the time when you're setting it up, if my memory serves, you can almost set off the trap by accident. Half the time when you're trying to figure it,
and you're like, no. Stop it, little man! Get out of the tub.
He's already diving. Remember, he's like with this, like
you
ready to
bathed
dive
last
into
month.
the tub.
and how many of those games, like you have to have people to play with you. And I know Amico is about bringing people together again, but you have AI. You could make a lot of those multiplayer games single player. I mean, just like with every other system, but you know, the fact that you can hide your cards and stuff on your controller just make it more versatile. So I would love to hear about them going in more of that direction with party games, with board games, with things that are a little more atypical for the other systems, because for this system to kind of stand out and, you know, stand on its own legs, I think it has to differentiate as much as it can, at least early on. If it's trying to do the same thing as all the other systems, and I think that's a lot of the feedback you hear, like, why do we even need this? We got a Switch. It does everything for us. It's the best thing ever. You got the PS5. It can, you know, blow away all of your dreams, or the Oculus. There is so much great gaming out there, but it's difficult for a lot of people to kind of slide into. And, you know, their focus is different. Sony is one of the best game makers out there for the types of games they put out there, but the types of games that they really put all their focus into are really story driven, and you really need to pour a lot of time into them. They've got a ton of other games, but you never hear about them because of, you know, their AAA talent right up front, the stuff that everybody wants, the stuff that everybody's talking about. And it's just, there's room for something like this, and I hope that they pour their energies into those oddball games like that really make it stand out.
We've talked about this too, and I was of the same mind. Like, I don't know if we said this on stream, but I know I talked about you guys after. The weirder and the more out there and the more different you can be, the better off you're going to be, particularly with this console. And the reason for that is that's realistically how I saw Sega tackling Nintendo back in the 90s. Because Sega was taking a lot of chances on a lot of IPs that Nintendo just didn't really have any interest in, or wasn't really giving a chance, or they made them a better deal.
Or they locked up.
Right. So it popped up on there. And so you had this rather unique, eclectic grouping of games that appealed to people that Nintendo games didn't necessarily appeal to. So it gave them an alternative.
And don't forget that both Sega and Atari were they were hardware manufacturers. At least Atari games were hardware manufacturers, and Sega, in the arcade, you had all of those. They were experiences. You got on the motorcycle and you were pivoting all around on Outrun. You had all of these. They were a hardware experience manufacturer first and foremost.
Right.
And I think it just differentiated them, and they were willing to take chances.
Yeah, and that appeal, that reason of going, well, why not? And just putting it out there, I think, is something that the industry is missing right now. Because there's a lot of, we're going to do this because we know this sells. And occasionally you'll get a product that's kind of like, well, why not?
Yeah.
But it's become very much like the way Disney works. Disney will kind of like give you almost a similar thing, a very formulaic thing for a long time. And then radically, they'll just kind of give you like a complete left turn.
It's Ubisoft. It's very formulaic, and then it's like a Mario versus Rabbids. Mario plus
right,
Rabbids.
And then all of a sudden you get something like completely off the wall that you weren't really expecting from Disney, especially, and you're going, that's the Disney I remember. That's why I love you guys. I like all this other stuff you give me, but I love it when you get super creative like this. And the more they can nail that factor, the better off. Right now, I just want the thing to come out. We can worry about the rest of this later. Right now, I just want them to get focused, get down to business, get this thing out the door, and then start getting all this kind of like just crazy ideas. Just get these indie developers in there and let them do something crazy and fun. Encourage them to do something not just that's been done on Steam all to death or been done here all to death.
Well, that's
just totally different ideas.
Exactly what you guys are saying. Is come out to where you're, it's more of an activity machine. Like we keep saying party machine, but like an activity machine. It's something to get everybody together to do something instead of just a game. Instead of being a video game console, make it be like the activity machine. Let's have a group activity or a team building exercise. Heck, could you imagine like at someone's job or in an office where they're trying to do team building, to have someone disarm that bomb?
At conventions or expos.
Exactly.
When I put together conventions, you have 2,000 strangers that are coming in and they're having drinks and they're supposed to be doing some networking and doing some team building activities, give them something like this where you have emoji charades and you have blank slate and you have telestrations, or you have ink and gold, and you have these simple little games. Give them Evel Knievel and watch them, blow each other up. I mean, it's just, it's something very easy. And here's your QR code, so you could just hold up your phone and scan, and you could start playing too. It differentiates itself.
And the couch co-op is another thing that I can't reiterate enough. That's something that's been missing for generations. They've dabbled with bringing it back on modern consoles, and it works to an extent. You've got a couple of good games like It Takes Two and Two to Tango and stuff like that are really built for like multiple players, usually to be in the same room to coordinate more easily. And those are great experiences, and people have noticed those experiences. But I don't know that they sell enough that people will pull away from the huge cash cows that they have that are more isolating, like say Call of Duty and Battlefield, that just rent money for the entire time the game's out.
Or Hellblade or Ghost of Tsushima or God of War or any of these big games that are their money makers. I mean, you look at the best sellers on all of their systems, and they tend to be heavily skewed towards single player experiences, which
and I've worked around that, because me and a buddy are going through Ghost of Tsushima, and we just passed the controller back and forth. Kind of like me and my brother would do Castlevania back in the day. We'd take turns, right? Yeah. So one person will play for a little bit, and then we'll hand the control off, and the other person will play for a little bit. If there's story options and stuff like that, we'll come to a consensus on, who picks what option or which one we like the best, and then we'll choose that option. So it feels like we're both engaged in the game for the most part. But it's not a built for multiplayer co-op experience. You have to make it that.
What about for and going back to like companies or resorts or bars, restaurants? What about something that's programmable to where you build your own trivia or build your own premise? Kind of like how I just made a poll, but I put that poll together. Make it to where you're having like a trivia driven or a multiple choice question game where that company, resort, bar, makes those questions and answers in there, and then people play that and try to get the correct answer or correct the right, like when I worked at a company, they had like training videos where you had to pick a multiple choice. Well, what should this person say during this situation? A, B, C, or D, have that company
or Applebee's training video machine.
Stuff like that. Yeah. But I mean, but not necessarily for but more of a fun way to do something.
What if your customer accuses you of food poisoning? What do? Run.
But something to where you could kind of program basically like a trivia style game. So say it happened to be Super Bowl and you're having a Super Bowl party and you know a bunch about football, or you could look it up, whatever. And you want to do a game with the whole group that's there at your Super Bowl party. So you make a Super Bowl trivia game because you're able to put questions and answers into this game and make, basically almost like a blank slate, if you will. But I mean, literally a blank slate for a game. And then put that out. I think something like that, where like a programmable or writable game where you make the trivia questions, would be awesome.
I think that could work so long as you limited like the number of questions, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you do something short, like say 25 to 50 questions or something like that.
Yeah, or do it.
Maybe you could even do 100 if you wanted to, but you could set like certain limits. You could
set it, yeah.
Yeah. And then you have like X number of options to work with. So that way you have like this finite space that it can be confined in on the system. Because you'd have to store it locally on the system or on the controller possibly.
There's no
if it has storage for that. Which I don't think it does.
There's no reason why you couldn't. Why would you use the controller for a trivia game when you could just use your phone for the most part? And there's no reason you couldn't use the app for something like that, where people go into a web browser or something and build their own questions and log in through the app or sync their app to it and play with those questions.
Yeah, no, that'd be kind of neat.
It's
Well,
records. I
anyways.
watch vintage fast food training videos for
Yeah, I
fun.
saw those
And that,
last
you know
time
what?
earlier.
And that's it. If you watch some of those old videos, it's messed up. There's some fun to be had there because they're messed up.
Now, you may have heard of the 5-second rule, but no.
What about the 25?
No, we're all
We go
about
about the
saving.
3-minute rule.
Yeah. We're on the this week rule. Do you think it fell for this week?
That's funny. I used to love get a kick out of these safety training videos from like the 80s or the 70s. There they would it would be like so dramatic that someone would get like their hand crushed or something like that at a factory. Have you ever seen them? They it's so awful. Like they would do it just to strike fear into you so you would be careful kind of thing. But the videos themselves are just insane. Like there's YouTube like videos of that, just like collaborations of those. It's oh my goodness, it's so amazing,
dude. Some of the workplace harassment ones are so heavy-handed, it's laughable.
Oh yeah, those.
Like, I every now and then I have to go through some of those company ones, and they're just as bad as they were in the 80s. I'm like, what? Did you just come out of a Miami Vice episode? What the hell is wrong with you? Why would you say that?
Acting. Oh, it's so great. Oh, I love the acting in those. But with that being said, we're just over the hour mark of an hour and 10. I am going to call it Death of Stream, 10:43 p.m.
I just put a phone in that says Monopoly Junior should have made it. Not Monopoly.
Oh, there you go. Hey, like I said, Candyland was
Fits the
number 2.
market.
So we'll do another poll next time.
Trying to make Nick happy. You don't see that every day.
Arcade 1-Up rumor. I don't know what the Arcade 1-Up rumor is. What is that?
I don't know anything about that.
I think people have been talking about would Arcade 1-Up buy Intellivision or do a partnership with Intellivision. I would say to those of you guys that are interested in this, the video game industry is larger than the movie and entertainment industry. It's larger than plus the music industry, the recording stuff that's pressed on vinyl and CDs and streaming, plus the NFL, plus the MLB, plus the NBA. I don't know if it's bigger than the NHL is too added. That's about the same size as all of that combined. Yeah. There are a lot of companies out there that want a piece of that pie. I don't think anyone was thinking about Amazon or Google 5 years ago when they got into this. So
I'm still not thinking about Amazon or Google.
No, but they're in gaming. They're in gaming.
Yeah, they are, but not all that successfully. Amazon has one MMO that's doing well. That's about it.
Yeah.
And most of Stadia, it exists. That's about all I can say about it right now.
But if you're thinking about like who would partner with Intellivision or who could buy them out, there's a lot of businesses out there that might be looking at the money that gaming makes and wondering if it's a direction they want to go in. And Intellivision has an experienced team of game makers. Intellivision has recognizable licenses. Intellivision has games. They have a product made. You know, they have a lot of assets there that people might be thinking, we might want to buy that outright if you're selling it to us, but not just selling. Maybe we want to be more than an investor. We want to be a quiet backer. So we're all kind of looking at this like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Intellivision didn't do well on their, crowd-funded, unaccredited investor campaign. They have other options. There's other things in work. When they say they're in a quiet period, it's probably because there's a lot of people that they're talking to that might want to kind of look at exactly what they are and hear them out and think about how that works for them. So they don't want to rock that boat.
Yeah, and having a product this close to launch could be advantageous, like you said, to anybody coming in, because there's so little work you'd have to do at this point to get that thing out the door.
Mm-hmm.
That there are multiple companies and even independent investors in there that could easily drop the money that they need to get it out the door and not even bat an eye. Right. It's just a matter of showing them the value of it and getting them on board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
with that being said, Rab, you said when was your video going to drop? I know you said it was very soon. It was like within a few days or so.
I said that I finished it a week and a half ago, and my computer says it needs 6 days to transfer over a 5 gigabytes worth of file. Rab thought he has a nice computer. Rab does not. As soon as it's done, I should be able to kind of combine these and render my video.
I'm gonna go find my jaw. It's somewhere in the other room. It fell on the floor so badly.
Yeah, that's how slow it is. I'm working with like
Yeah.
less than a gigabyte of spare space all the time. Just moving stuff off is like a constant. I'm not a tech guy.
Dude, you just need to get like either an external hard drive plugged in and keep
I
your stuff on
have
there.
external hard drives. The problem is like the files and the videos that I'm making are so big, they're on multiple hard drives. So there's so much files and stuff that they're pulling from and referencing and stuff.
Dude, I've got a 5 terabyte one that cost me less than $200.
Okay, that's great, but this is like 3.5 hours of video.
Dude, if you have more than 5 terabytes of video footage, me and you need to talk.
It's not just it's all the footage I'm pulling from. It's like, this is a 2-hour video, and I like want to use 8 seconds of it, but I don't know how to cut it down and then turn around and put it in. So I don't know what I'm doing.
Welcome to me every day.
Anyways, Nick, what you got coming up?
Oh God, I
Retro
really
Roots
want to get this Transformer video out because I want to start working on some more Evercade stuff. I actually grabbed some B-roll the other day because I got a new lens that I bought, and I think I got some cool footage of it, but I need to play with it some more. That I want to do for like for intro stuff, that kind of stuff, and showing off the product, that kind of thing. Some cool sweeping shots. Right now, my main focus is refilming a lot of the stuff that I did for like the Optimus Prime figure that I'm going to be doing. That I want to get out. It's probably going to be past this weekend because it seems like every other day at work, I'm there till like 5 or 6 o'clock, and by the time I come home, feed my dogs, do some exercise, help with dinner, it's like 8 o'clock, and I'm done. I have like no more time. I'm done. So it's been a struggle during the week to do anything. I'm hoping the tail end of this week will be a little bit calmer, and maybe I can catch up and get some more cool shots. Because while I was trying to fall asleep last night, my brain started running, and I started getting ideas of other shots that I want to do on this figure. And I'm like, you don't need to do that. You need to put out a video. But I'm probably going to do those shots anyway because I'm that kind of person. Freaking Panda's a bad influence. Make him go off and do more and more work until like 4 months later, I'm like, hey, I got this thing out. And everybody's like, we don't care anymore.
I'm just surprised your bedtime ideas are any good. Mine are like, what was I doing? That doesn't, can I do that? Why?
Awesome.
I'm not sure I can do the ideas that come out in my head. I have these grandiose ideas and it looks really tight and professional. And then I actually come out with it. I'm like, hi, I make video.
You're gonna need a whole lot of green screen and masking and pay for all of the stock footage.
Well,
and
folks,
hire Chuck.
There you go. And all my characters of the green screen. Speaking of things, I got some arcade corners that are coming up. A few more. I have some on the channel right now, just playing some actual arcade coin-op machines. I have Time Pilot and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 that just dropped, and I got some more of those coming. I do have some more Evercade videos and some more Intellivision high score videos coming up as always. And I'm working on another Amico Revisited right now. There's a revisited version of a Finnegan Fox on there, which has gotten a lot of views, and my jaw definitely hit the ground many times.
Dude, I cannot keep up with your videos. Like every time I turn around, I'm like,
I know,
put another video out. That's like the 4th one today.
So subscribe, and you'll see all these crazy ones. And I got a lot of stuff coming up. I do need to take my computer in to add a ton of RAM and another hard drive that I am not even going to try to put in myself. So I'm just going to have Geek Squad do it because I paid for them to do it.
The fact you guys take your computer, that hurts my soul.
Well, I just don't know how to do it. If I knew how to do it, you want me to like cut wires and mess something up? Or...
You don't cut.
See, exactly. That's why you shouldn't have me going in a computer. I had my soldering gun out. I had the mashed potatoes ready. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. You see me fix stuff. So, anyways. So there might be if there's a few days this coming week or soon that you're like, where is he? Why hasn't he been on? It's because I'm getting my computer upgraded. So I'm still around. Now, if you don't hear me for more than a week, then I'm probably dead. But with that, lemon custard goes into the fan.
Here. I think Chuck has earned a day off too. We're good.
I mean, he's put out more videos than I get out in a month in like 3 days. So I don't really know where to go from there.
Well, I enjoy it. That's pretty much my life now.
I enjoy it too. It just takes me forever to make a video.
I still got to get the other half of the movie out too, which I'm not like. I shouldn't say I'm not looking forward to. It's just exhausting doing like 2-3 videos and then doing the whole part of a movie and then playing all the characters and then editing all that and then trying to have it out on time before spring is over.
So you're saying you're looking for an understudy?
Dude, everybody in chat's like, no, just take your computer to a PC repair guy, and I'm like, how did I don't understand. I'm sorry. Since college, I have been building computers. Like, I have known how to work on computers since before then, but I started learning how to build them by putting together like fucking 486 DX processors and scrounging up 8 megs of RAM from 32-pin slot things. Technology that was ancient when I started using it, and I've been building PCs ever since. It's only gotten easier over the years. The only thing that's really going to kill you is the graphics card.
Sold me.
Because that's going to cost
on your doorstep
more
tomorrow morning.
It's going to cost you more to buy the graphics card now than it would cost you to like buy a whole rig, which is ridiculous because graphics cards have gotten stupid. Adding RAM is very, very easy. Usually it's dual channel, so you have to put in 2 chips. You can't put in 1 chip.
Yeah,
that's the only caveat. And if you look at your RAM chip, you can match it up, or your motherboard specs will tell you this is not hard. Not hard.
Well, I have somebody do it for me for free since I already paid for the service for the year, so I got to use it at some point.
There are things I would trust Geek Squad with. I don't know. I think I paid for Geek Squad. I've never had them in my house.
For Geek Squad or for anything else, but you heard it from Geeks with Cash. Don't take your computer to Geek Squad. He hates them. I'm just kidding.
I don't hate them.
I'm just joking.
I just don't know that I trust them. There's a difference.
I wish I knew more. I need to teach me, Obi-Wan. Teach me. Well, that being said, I'm ending it. We will see you next week for more polls and silliness and fun. We'll see you later.
Bye, everybody.